Coming live from Self Love Lounge. Yeah. My partner Dre. Give me the beat. You talk to him. Look. Now as I stand here on my feet, I ask myself, do history repeat? I know it do, but this is deep. From the slaves to the streets, from the cotton to the concrete, you give me Willie Lynch vibes. From that white man you hide, but you would kill me for my fucking ride. That's that envy you can't hide. That's that meet me outside, can let it go cause of your fucking pride. Back in the day, they take two field slaves, turn them against each other, something like the Django days. Whichever one was still alive, that's the one that went. The dead slave, he was gone, you won't see him again. And nowadays, they take two rap niggas, start beef, move out the way, then clap niggas. You better know your weapon good if you aim in sight. And if you kill a kid by accident, you got a night. You niggas so tough and Zimmerman is still around, but you would pay a couple K to knock your brother down. You think that God and evil fake? Until you die and reawaken, your soul done made it through them gates of hell, they await you. And everything you ever feared, that's that shit that's gonna take you. And all them demons that you claim, then took the same out your brain. Now it's time for you to feel the flames. You see them demons like the streets. You can praise them all you want, but in the end you meet defeat. Open your eyes to the truth. But most of y'all can't do that cause them lies be just as fake as you. Been spitting facts all my life. Your brain gotta watch for bullets, but your back you gotta watch for knives. Fuck nigga, you need to listen. I'm competing with the old me. You look at me as competition. I never thought I'd see the day when I would get off on this microphone and say this shit I'm about to say. But hey, it need to be said and they like, damn right. Got on my knees, prayed to God just the other night. Help me win the fight against my own kind. And if Black Lives Matter, niggas colorblind. They in denial when they hate it when you speaking facts. But a race war ain't the reason why I got the strap. Don't get it fucked up, cause anyone can feel the shell. But not just anyone gonna kill me for my clientele. Folks be seeking all these questions but don't want the answers. The last time we stuck together was the Black Panthers. But since then, it's a block for a block. They get on TikTok and make a song about a dead op. To be a rapper now you need a bulletproof whip. No other genre like this. Now ain't this some shit? You ignorant. Get on the gram, you don't think twice. And make a joke about him fighting for his fucking life. So many of them throw rocks, then they hide their hands. But this reality, not Meta or the Central Land.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. But first, do me a favor. You're watching live, hit the like for me. Hit the subscribe. Turn on that noti bell. And if you're brand new, do me a favor. It's free. Share me to somebody. I'm trying to grow. I'm a little small dude. But no, let's get into it. So, today I got to watch my little sister get hooded, right? My little sister officially became a doctor. You know, she graduated from the University of Michigan. As I'm watching her walk across, go through, you know, the crowd and onto the stage, I start having all these flashbacks from when we was a kid. Us, you know, going down the hill in the snow, wrestling. I'm teaching them how to fight. Doing her hair, helping her with her homework. I remember taking her, you know, watching her go to her first prom. Thanks, Black Bird. I appreciate it, bro. You know, and then even, you know, her first day at school. I remember dropping her off. And now she's 30. 32. About to be 33. Yep, she about to be 33. She finally got her PhD. And the euphoria I felt from that, the happiness, the joy, it felt so good. And I sit back and wonder, like, why are we so stingy? You know, why are we so stingy with our emotions, even within our family? Like, it feels good to see somebody else accomplish something. Even if you didn't do it, watching someone accomplish something that they worked hard for, that feels good, especially within your family. But watching all them other black kids walk across the road, adults, watching them become doctors, get their master's degree, that felt good. Seeing how happy they was. And this the crazy part. So it's all professional, everybody clapping and stuff. When my sister get up there, the whole crowd roared before we can, because we look, man, we from the hood. We go, my baby became a doctor. We was about to set it off. I don't care where we at. We gonna be us, right? But the whole crowd roared. And just knowing, I know my sister, even the impact she had on me, right? She's 6 years younger than me. And the impact she had on me, when you think of no excuses, she's the essence of that. I watched her as a kid cry and do homework. And I'm talking about trigonometry. Just crying. Still doing her homework. The trials and tribulations she went through while she was getting her PhD. Even, when I started going through my situation, she was there checking on me, making sure I was straight. And she had 3 kids. She had 3 kids. Her first year, she had her first son. Going into her second year. She got out the hospital just in time enough to get back to school. Anytime something came in front of her, she didn't make no excuse. She did what she had to do. She adapted. She inspired me. And that's my little sister. She reminded me of my mother and my grandmother because they did the same thing. They did the same thing. And seeing her do what she did today, seeing all them other people, not just the black kids, seeing them foreigners, hearing a little bit of their story, what they went through in their country, then came over here and they had to buckle down, and, hearing other people's story too makes you realize how good your life is. And it makes you realize that just because you got obstacles in front of you, or just because you got a past, just because something bad happened to you, don't mean it can taint your future. It don't mean that. We all go through something. We all overcome hardships at times. We all do. Some of us fold. Some of us can't take the pressure. But some of us do. And I used to always wonder why, and I still don't know why. I used to think that if you had a strong supporting cast, that you can accomplish anything. And that's not always true. And you would think if you didn't have that super strong supporting cast, you wouldn't be able to accomplish, but that's not true. Everything has variables. And sometimes there's too many variables to figure out. And this just be going through my mind because I be thinking crazy all the time. I want to figure every single thing out that I encounter. I got to figure it out. And sometimes I think I have it figured out, but I don't. And so I find myself saying stuff sometimes and redefining the ideology that I have. Because I used to think, I said it a couple days ago, I don't have hope for society. I don't have hope. But it's variables, right? So maybe I felt like that yesterday, but today, from what I've seen, I do have hope. There was another black kid there graduating for social science or something. This boy got 6 degrees, four degrees, 4 degrees at the age of 33, and all of them is geared towards doing something for society. Most folks don't. It's crazy out here. I know. It's wild out here. And then I think that's like I live in the suburbs, right? It was about a month ago. There's helicopters going over my house, like literally over my house. Police cars going up and down the street. I step outside because we not used to that over here, right? Step outside, looking outside, the cops stop flashing lights at my house. I'm like, man, what is you doing? They didn't say nothing. Next morning, my wife wake up. It was like, oh, look at this. Right down the street from us, this little white boy got in a car accident, jumped out the car and ran. They found a dead body in the back of the pickup truck. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, he had a dead body in the truck bed and ran towards my house. Like, I don't really care because I got cameras, I got dogs. So anything come around here, I'm alerted. And then I got some other stuff to protect my family. But what I'm saying is, like, this shit happen everywhere. You ain't safe nowhere. Not from crazy, not from bad. It's everywhere. But see, where I live, they don't really report stuff like that because it drops the property value, and that's not good for the community. But in other communities, oh no, they highlight it all day. But seeing that young black brother graduate with those degrees, going into the field he's going into, maybe that'll change. Because it's still young people trying to fight. We just don't see it all the time. They're not on here. They're not on TV. But they're getting them degrees. That's the hope I got for humanity today. Maybe it'll change tomorrow. I see something on the news crazy. But when I seen that, and it was a couple, it was a young Indian girl. She working with the Washington, D.C. Police Department. And she doing social justice work. Working with the Washington Police Department. Looking at social justice. But then I guess they didn't really define that's what her major was, and that's what so seeing that, it's like these young people coming out of school. I wasn't thinking about going to college for that. I was thinking about going to college to make money. But then when I got in it, I changed my major. I wanted to know about religion. So I switched over to theology. But I was thinking about money. And that's the crazy thing. Because when you're young, that's all you really think about is making money and doing this. But as you get older, you start looking at the world different. Right? Or at least I have. And then you had kids. And then, as you get older, you start looking at mortality. And you're like, well, I want to do something. So when I'm not here, at least my kids got a chance. Especially when you start thinking about all the stuff you went through. Because I done did some of everything. I'm a jack of all trades. I had a builder's license, real estate license, life insurance license. I used to own a personal training and self-defense company. Got my personal training license. Well, all of them expired and I didn't renew them except for the life insurance and health insurance license. So I got all these, but I got all those because the only reason I got every single one of those licenses is because someone in my family had a need. And I went and got it. I went and got it. I always did whatever I had to do for my family. If I didn't have the resource, I became the resource. I became the resource. And I'm starting to see young people do that now. They see a need that I didn't see until I got older, and they're becoming the resource. Even my sister, she got a psychology degree in education. Psychology and education. Her focus is, and I'm going to bring her on here one day because she gave me a very valuable lesson about equity and equality. Very valuable lesson. But we've been running around here screaming for we want to be equal. Nah, we'll never be equal. We want the same opportunities with the resources that other people have. That's equity. Gaining the same. What up, Nate? Hey, if y'all want to, I appreciate you, Nate. If y'all want to hit the link, it's up there, bro. I'm just chilling talking. Bro. Just random thoughts. I'll be ranting and raving, bro. Just stuff in my head. But yeah, we've been talking about becoming equal, marching on. We want equity. Not only do we want the same opportunities, but see, other groups of people got head starts on us, right? So it'll never be equal, even if we have the same opportunity. But if you give us the resources to even the playing field, then we good to go. And I think we deserve that, right? I mean, that's the least you can do. We still building this country. We got other people in other countries trying to be like us. Like other races in other countries. They done took our music, took the way we dance. They love our entertainers. They dress like us. Whatever we spend our money on becomes fashion. That's why all these designers try to gear their stuff to us. So the least you can do is give us equity, right? Maybe the world would be a better place. I mean, we've been down so long. Maybe if you put us at the top, everything could change. I'm just random thoughts, man. All right, Miss Queen Snow Bunny, I appreciate you coming through, though. But I mean, let's flip it. I mean, look at the way the world is now. Now let us be in charge and see what happens. I ain't talking about the riffraff. I'm talking about the intellectual people. I'm talking about the real black people, not what you show on TV. Not the movies you make of, not how you portray us in movies. Not the music you release. Because there's still brothers out there spitting. It's still good music being made. It's just not being promoted because there's an image trying to be portrayed. And that image is not us. That's not us. It's always a little truth and a lie. But ultimately, the way they portray us, the way we portray, that's not us. It never has been. If that's the case, every race messed up, right? Every race is worse than us. You look through history, I challenge anybody to show me where black people went around the globe and conquered other countries. I challenge you to that. Where they actually went around the globe and tried to conquer other countries. If you listening to this on a playback or if you live listening to it, I challenge you on that. You can't. We not them type of people, man. Even the violence you see us do, that's force. That's due to situations and conditions. That's not naturally who we are. Never have been. Only time we fought was to maintain, was to protect ourselves. We went all around trading, teaching. Same thing we do now. Let's be real. The only people black people hurt is black people. Let's just be honest. Even now, even today, black people don't go into white neighborhoods and terrorize them. No, they terrorize their own neighborhood. You know, that's what we do. But we don't go fucking with nobody. Everybody come fucking with us. I mean, I don't. Look, I'm 38, right? I've been stereotyped and prejudged my whole life. And anybody who ever did it, I always asked them, where did you get this information from? And then when they pull up the DOJ reports, they showing me a percentage of black on black crime versus white on white crime. I said, okay, but check this out. Let's look at these numbers. Because the number state is more white people killing white people than black people killing black people, right? And guess why the percentages is higher? Because there's less black people. That's why the percentage is higher. But ultimately, is white people killing white people way more than black people. White people kill more cops than black people, but cops kill more black people than white people. So, like these stereotypes, like when I got European friends, people who looked out for me, and when I talked to them, and notice what I said. I said, I worked in the hospital, so these people I'm talking about, they like doctors and surgeons, right? They don't call themselves white. They don't call themselves white. And I'm being honest with you. I'm gonna tell you a secret. And I'm laughing because the shit funny. Because when I first heard it, I'm looking like, bro, you tripping. The first person who ever told me what the word white meant, like the origin of a word, was a white man. And he showed me this is where I got my dictionary. I got a dictionary from 1854. He had an older one. He showed me one from the 7 it was late 1700. And the word white meant poor and unfortunate. See, the white people in America, they just like black people to these Europeans, the people who define where they come from. Oh, I'm Scottish, I'm Irish, I'm a Sicilian, I'm Italian. The white people, they different from the white people in America. They look down on the white people from America. To be honest with you, they look down on them. I'm talking about the upper. I'm not talking about the people we shake hands with and our supervisors, but I'm talking about the people who make the money. People who know who they are, and they know who the European is, and they know who the white person is. When you talk to white people, notice what they call themselves. If they call themselves an American, or if they identify with their culture or their heritage, you will see the difference. You'll see the difference the way they talk. And guess what? They respect black people who know who they are. I'm talking about with a high regard. They respect them. They respect educated black people. And they love to be around them. And they give you the shirt off their back. I'm telling you, it's levels to it, man. I used to debate Prince Hall Masons, man. And them dudes, they love me. They was trying to get me to join. I'm straight. Not the Prince Hall. They wanted me to become a Mason. I'm not doing it. But we used to sit back and just debate. And then it went from debating to just talking, sharing ideologies, sharing different principles. And these was doctors I worked. One of them was a doctor I worked with. The other one was an accountant. Like this world, like what's going on, most of what we know is not the truth. It's the truth. I correct myself. It's the truth. It's just not facts. It's the truth because the truth is what a mass of people agree to believe becomes the truth. But truths aren't facts. Truths aren't facts. And the more you start to unpeel it, the more the more you just realize that everybody ain't supposed to know everything. I guess that's the best way to say it. Because if we did, it'd be chaos. It'd be chaos. And the more, but I tell you this, the more we separate from one another, the more we look at fighting or going against one another's entertainment, the further and further we go get away from fixing our problems. And that's just fact. The only way we can fix ourselves if we do it. We can't wait for no government. We can't wait for no black messiah. We can't wait for none of that. We got to do it ourselves. Blessings, Rachel. Ultimately, we have to do it ourselves. Ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't no more Malcolm X's. Ain't no more Martin Luther King. They already told you if we get another black leader, it's going to be one they appoint. And if you can't see how that's been done time and time again already, we have to do it. We have to start in our homes. We have to start in our minds first. Until we fix the way we think, nothing we do is going to last or is going to sustain. It's not. We fix the way we think. We fix the way we look at one another. If people don't want to go along, oh well, leave them. That's what we got to do. If people can't get with the program, we can't slow down. We got to keep the train moving. But discussions are where we need to have them. We need to get some type of direction. We got so many intelligent, even on here, man, so many intelligent people, right? And the blueprint is roles. So many different intelligent people in different areas. Why it gotta be a competition? Why we can't just work together? You do this, I do this, you do this. We meet in the middle. We get this done. Why we can't do that? If you work a job, you do it. If you work a job, when I worked in the hospital, I was the anesthesia assistant. Not only did I work with the nurse anesthetists, I had to work with the MDAs. I had to work with the surgeons, the scrub techs, and the nurses. If somebody start coding on the table, I got to do CPR too. We rotate. When gunshots, I was in the middle of the city. When gunshots come in, it's a whole unit. It's people from the OR coming from the ER up. Everybody working together to save a life. And that's what we need to do. We all need to work together to save our lives, save the lives of our children, our grandchildren. Everyone's a leader. We don't need one leader. Everyone's a leader. You lead your home first. We fix our homes, then we come out, we fix the community. then we stretch it. Then we stretch it. We expand it. It's really not hard. It's really not hard. We make it hard. And I'm not even saying all of us. But you know what? I understand some people, that shit's scary, right? It's scary. That's a big responsibility. No, it's not. Because once we fix our homes, guess what? We fix our mindset. We fix our homes. If everyone does that, now we got structure. Now we on the same accord. We march into one beat. It's easy to build a community. And hell, I mean, if you really look at what we can do, especially when we come together, we can build our own nation if we wanted to. It might not be done when I'm alive, but guess what? Our kids, man. Do you know? Let me tell you a secret. You know you read all these fairy tale books about immortality, living forever. Do you know what the ancients used to think? Your blood, your name. That's why you see the first, the second, and the third. That whole junior stuff was to throw you off. That's your immortality, is your blood. The Holy Grail, that's Jesus's bloodline. It's not no cup. Blessing, Dominic. Hey, if anybody want to hit the link, I'll put it back in there. I'm just up here rapping. But look, this what these the conversations, and Nate already know. Nate, I listen to Nate, and Nate inspired me. Like even that, man, I don't even hear people doing that. Guess what? Every time I see Nate, I'm throwing flowers because I appreciate that, brother. I don't know Nate. I met him off of here. But guess what? His actions are admired. And why shouldn't I tell him? Why can't we uplift one another? I love what Nate doing. I love how he doing it. Even though we do it different, I can appreciate that brother in the way he do it. And I admire it. I'm not looking at Nate as no competition. That's my bro on YouTube. And hopefully one day we can really kick it. That's just coming from the heart. Why we can't have that love towards one another? Well, he wants to build. You know what I'm saying? He wants to make a change. That's what I want. And guess what? We can do it differently. Me and Nate talk differently. Me and Nate act differently. But guess what? We want the same thing. We want a safe environment and a better community. And we want to have fun, and we want to laugh and we want to enjoy life. Instead of looking at me personally, this is just what I do. Instead of me looking at, yeah, Nate, go ahead. Hey, if y'all got channels, please drop y'all link in here so I can link up with y'all too. But this is what I do, right? So I look at a person's intention, right? Because ain't nobody perfect. Everybody gonna make mistakes. But I look at a person's intention. If their intentions are good, then I'm good with them. You know, I'm not looking at someone as competition. If I can build with you, that's what I'm trying to do. If I can't, then I'm gonna leave you alone. I don't know if y'all ever heard Nelly Fuller, right? But he straight said, look, if black people ain't having constructive conversations, stay away from one another. And I did that for years. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it worked. It worked. because I found people who I can build with. I found people, and I wasn't shaded by the people who didn't. I wasn't shaded by them. I wasn't turned off by them. I wasn't turned off by them. But the things that got to be fixed by, we got to do it. We got to do it. And like I said, it's everyone. Everyone has a unique ability. Everyone has a unique resource. Everyone has something special about them that they can bring to the table. Everybody do. If it's conversation, if it's the job they do, if it's the people they know, if it's things they got access to, we all are valuable. Even if it's somebody just organizing us. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a role. Everyone has a significant use. So we don't have to compete with one another. We can cooperate. And it's going to be people that look just like us. Just go push against it, and that's okay. But we can't be naive about that. But it's going to happen, so it's okay. But we'll be prepared for that. Because now we know. We've seen it so many times. Malcolm. I know most people saying that the Messiah and the Black Judas. We know what happened to the Panther Party, even the way they try to portray it now. Somebody go come in and try to throw that they gonna have to, but we know, we learned, right? We learned, and they gonna look like us. But we learned, so we good. But we can't let nothing stop us or slow us down. We gotta do it, and we can do it. We done did it before. We done built Black Wall Street. We done built communities in Philadelphia. They had the bomb. We got a little village in West Virginia. My sister was just telling me about it. But them educated Black people, they built a community. They didn't advertise it, but it can be done. Like we've been waiting for Dr. Umar to build the school, and I didn't know it was a brother in Atlanta already did it. There's a couple of them. So we doing these things. They just not being advertised. So we capable of it. We totally capable of it. And I'm telling you, we gotta the sisters too, man. We gotta do something. We gotta help the sisters. Their voices need to be heard. The sisters' voices need to be heard more. We gotta elevate the women more. And while they do their thing, men do what we do. We protect. And we gotta get these men's minds right too. I don't know if I'm gonna turn somebody off, but hey Nate, I'm bringing my pops and my uncle up, and I wanted to do the lost art of being a man. Let's go do a podcast, but I want to hook up with you, and I want you on that with us, bro, because it is a lost art of being a man. A lot of the activities these men do now, the way they talk, the way they walk. I mean, like I said, we can't take everybody with us, but the ones who might not understand what they're doing wrong and wake up, yeah, we can shake them. And we need to collect the ones who already know, who've been through the trials and tribulations, who understand what being a man is. But we can't keep doing this. We can't. I mean, our women are suffering. I got a theory, and somebody in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. It's just a theory. I don't know if you heard my videos, my old one, but my theory of why women are so aggressive, black women are so aggressive, is because the man ain't there to protect them no more, and they got to protect themselves. And that's what aggression looks like when you protecting yourself. That's just my theory. Yeah, we got to start somewhere, bro. And see, even like, even that's like me. I'm like, I'm like the coolest dude on the, and this is not me capping. You can ask my wife, you can ask anybody, like anytime you see anybody who personally know me, ask them like, is this dude really like that? I am a very humble person, but it's for a reason. I done had so much drama in my life, been through so much stuff, hurt people, been hurt, and now I don't want to do that no more. It don't feel good. Me being like this makes me feel good. It feels great. But I'm finally in a space in my life where I can do that, where I'm comfortable being nice, being humble. But the other day, and I'm blind in one eye. I'm like literally legally blind. But I almost took my neighbor head off because of the way he approached my wife and kid. Like, I don't know you, bro. Almost my wife is scared the shit out of my wife. So I'm really like a nice person, really a humble person, but it's for a reason. And I want to, like I said, I want to leave this world a little better because I got kids and hopefully one day grandkids and great grandkids. I got a bloodline. That's my immortality. I can live forever through my bloodline. My name can be carried down. If not, I don't need to be known in the world. But I talk about my great grandmother who I never met because of the stories that was told to me. So she's a part of me. My grandfather, I met him he died when I was 2. I hear stories all the time about him. So he's a part of me. They are immortal because they're still being talked about, even though they're not here. That's what I want. But I can't get that if this world is messed up. Yeah. Yeah, but we got to get the men together. We got to get the men together. And the women got to get the women together. That's not, I don't think that's the man response. Like, we both can have input, but I think the responsibility ultimately is us. We holding ourselves accountable, holding our homes accountable, raising our kids to be accountable. And I think a lot of us is doing that. I'm not because I know I'm doing it. I know I'm doing it. Like my wife, the way my son treat my wife is the way I treat my wife because he see me interacting with my wife. Her feet swell. She about to, in 4 more days, I'm going to bring my baby girl into the world. Her feet swell. So I help her put her shoes on and I rub her feet. When I help her put her shoes on and rub her feet, guess who else helping? My son. He can be not listening to me. I'm telling him, stop doing this, stop. I can say, go help your mother. Here, stop what he doing and go help my wife. When we sweep, he want to hold the dustpan or the broom. He try to wash dishes. He's 3 years old. But he see his daddy doing stuff. And see, man, that's what we are, man. Especially to these youngins, these kids, they look up to us. Boys look up to their father. If they in the home or not. My dad My grandmother raised me until I was 9. Then I moved to Michigan with my dad. I didn't have my dad in my life when I was a kid, but I talked to him every day. Well, not every day, but I talked to him a lot, and I knew who he was. And I wanted to be like my daddy, even though I wasn't. That was a desire of mine. My dad played college football. I wanted to be like my daddy. I wore his number playing football. Wore his number when I played basketball and baseball. That's my hero. You know. And see, I knew both of my grandmothers. My mom's dad died when she was 9, so I never met him. And then my daddy died. My daddy's dad died when I was 2, so I didn't really meet him. And then I had a step grandfather. My step grandfather was awesome, bro. He was a bishop. That's who taught me all about like the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Alphabet of Bensur, the Book of Enoch. He made me study all those as a kid. He didn't just give me the Bible. He gave me the books, and it blew my mind. He gave me the books, and when I was a kid, I didn't understand it, but yeah, we man look up. So even ladies, I know like just the reality. Like my mom was a single mom with a stepdad. Now my stepdad wasn't a brilliant man, brilliant master mechanic, master carpenter. He just wasn't right. He just wasn't right. So she was like a single mother. So I looked at my uncles, his boys, and they was in the street, and that's how I got in the street. But I was looking for a father figure. My dad, like I said, he was in a whole nother state. I used to talk to him, but he ain't right there. So I needed that. So that's how I got, messed up in the street. But then I wised up and got older, but that's how we got it. Us, man, we get our minds straight. We go influence the youth. We gonna influence them because we doing it already. They just looking at the wrong examples. They looking at what's being broadcast to them and what's right in front of them. They looking at what's the wave or what's cool right now. Like back in my day, when we looked at a man, we looked at the dude who nobody, somebody do so hit him in their mouth and they'd sit down. That was the man. That's how you wanted to be, like the man. Now is pick up a gun, like bro. A gun is a tool used for defense. That's how I was taught. I had guns since I was 5 years old. A gun is a tool to defend, not because you and your emotions. Like these young men don't even know how to control their emotions. That's a big part about being a man. Is being able to control your emotions. Because in a split second, hey Leticia, you can be having a conversation, say the wrong thing, somebody lose their emotions, now somebody dead, somebody going to jail. Because we don't know how to control our emotions. And this is normal now. This wasn't normal before. This is the reason why they said women can't run the world, right? Because they can't control their emotions. They're too emotional. But to me, it seems the opposite. Because the women ain't out there killing each other because they feelings hurt. Like you actually rather shoot somebody and go to jail. And this is how the youth is thinking now. They'd rather shoot somebody and go to jail than to take a butt whooping and be put on camera. And then when they get to jail, because see, it's glamorized. You know, I had a dude tell me, "Oh, you ain't never been in jail. You ain't no man. You don't know what it is." Like, bro, you understand? You tell him you just admitted you got caught, bro. I didn't. You bragging about being caught. Like, let's use common sense. I done did what I did for years and don't have a record because I didn't get caught. But you been to jail and you bragging about it. And you trying to make me feel less of a man. Like, no, you just dumb, bro. And no knock against nobody who ever been to the pen. But I'm saying, let's be real. Just because somebody don't got no record is what I'm trying to say. Just because they never been to jail or prison don't make them no less than a man. Going to jail or prison does not make you a man. Going to jail or prison, coming out and making a positive change, that makes you a man. But if you go there and come back and you ain't doing nothing, no, that don't make you no man, bro. I respect my family. You know, I got half family that's cops. My little brother in jail right now doing fed time. He didn't got a degree in there and he's studying real estate. When he come out, he like, bro, you know, we can do real estate together. I'm like, man, I ain't doing real estate no more. I'm done with that. No. Look, check this out. I got it. You know, so he coming out trying to make a positive change. That's a man. When you can take accountability for what you did, fix it. And he like, man, I want to come on there and I want to tell these. He was in the gang. I wasn't in the gang. We had family. He was in the actual gang. So now he want to come out and make it not only for his kids, but for other kids. I just talked to him today. And I told him, I'm proud of you. And he asked me, am I a man? Nah, bro, not until you show me. You saying it, I want to see it though. But I'm proud of my little brother. We all make mistakes. Ain't none of us perfect. None of us. But I still strive for it. I try to be. Because if I don't at least attempt to try to be perfect, just me personally, I'm like, well, what am I doing? I'm not growing. I'm not trying to become a better person, a better father, a better son. I gotta do something to be better tomorrow than I was today. You know, that's just a desire of mine. That's what keep me going, knowing I get another opportunity. And maybe because I thought of like that, I always thought like that, but I feel it now. Because 2 years ago, I might not have been here. I was stubborn. I got a shunt in my head. I had to get surgery. I don't know if y'all know what a VP shunt is, but I had to get it. Look, I'm gonna put the picture up here one day. Hey, look, I laugh about stuff, but it looked like I got a straw in my brain. Literally, there's a tube going in my brain, and it drained out down through my neck and through my stomach. I'm all tubed up now. You know, but I had 50 cc's of fluid on my brain for 3 months. The doctor said my brain should have been mush. You know, so maybe I look at it like, and that's not the. When I was little, I drowned, and when I got stabbed, I was almost out of here. So almost, you know, been canceled a couple times, but this last time it hit a little harder because I had a son. My son was only 8 months at the time. So that felt way different. When I was younger, it was like, oh, I'm still here. But after I had a kid, it's like, hold on, man. I want to be here. I want to see a graduation and a wedding or something, you know. So maybe it hit different. But I mean, we all got something that we want to make better or a reason why we want to make the world in general better before we get out of here, right? So even if we come together with that idea, we can find a whole bunch. What I'm saying is, let's stop looking at what's so different about it, and let's find a reason to come together and do things. Come together and true. I like that, Rachel. That's true. But yeah, honestly, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I've watched for so long, and I'm looking like, there's people on here. And honestly, if it wasn't for Miss 504, I wouldn't have found Nate. And Nate, when Nate talk, I'm inspired. I'm really inspired. And we got to do that more. We got to build each other up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because you never know when somebody having a bad day and you just saying hello or being nice, or, if a person if their actions are good, why not throw them flowers? That can be the thing that pushes them forward. That can be the thing that makes them want to keep going. Because a lot of times, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. When I look at my videos, I be like, man, I don't even know why I'm doing this. And then I see one comment. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. That's all I need. One like. That's all I need is one like. All I need is one like. And it's like, okay, somebody's saying it. That's all. I just need one person. Because that one person can tell one person. And then that one person tell one person. And maybe 2 years from now, we got an army in here. And we all get similar goals. We just want to make it a little better for us and our people. Everybody else doing it. Everybody else, all these other groups doing it. So it can be done. And we all got unique skills. Everybody is a piece. Everybody is special. Everybody. No matter how little the job is or how big the job is. So there's no point of competition. That was the name of my personal training company. No competition. Because you are your only competition. And I really believe that. In real life. The only competition we really have is ourselves. And even we get in our own way. Even when you see people attacking other people, they hurting themselves. Because you're literally expending time and resources to go after someone else when you can use that same time and resource to build yourself. I had to learn that. And everybody learn in their own way. I appreciate everybody who came through. Who came through showing love. I appreciate everybody. But that's what I had to learn that. Like even when somebody started, we all work jobs, or worked a job, or even in school, right? So everybody can relate to this. You got that one person fuck with you for no reason because they don't like you. And it's really because they don't like themselves. And instead of fixing themselves, they want to fuck with you. I had a boy like that. Right? And I'm looking like, bro, why you keep messing with this dude? I don't like him. He ended up getting fired. And when he got fired, I said, bro, that's the only thing you had to do is come in here and do your job and stop fucking with dude. But guess what? You got fired for fucking with dude. Now you ain't got a job. You know whose fault that is? Yours, bro. Because the time you spent fucking with him, you could have just been doing your damn job. I said, it's something in you got to fix. You know, it's something in you got to fix. And that's all of us. It's something in me right now I'm constantly working on. I'm constantly working on myself. Because like I said, I am not. If you meet some people, they'd be like, oh, he an angel. But you meet people who knew me back then, they tell you I'm Satan himself. And they right. They will be 100% right. And some of the stuff, like I said, we all got a pass. You know, we all got a pass. But I decided to change mine. And I decided to let it go. I don't let it bother me no more. I can't. You know, I used to allow myself to be hurt because I didn't feel worthy because of stuff I did or situations I manipulated and how it turned out. I used to feel guilty for that and allow myself to be hurt. I didn't love myself. So a lot of this stuff, what I'm saying about what people do to other people, I know because I did it. And that's when I see it, it's like, I understand it. I understand why people do it. And sometimes I be wanting to reach out to them. Like, hey, man, I probably can help you. But then you sit back and then I realize, like they say about an addict, right? Oh, definitely. Definitely. Hey, the funny thing, I'm going to tell you, let me say this real quick. But if you think about an addict, right? They tell you, if you try to help them, they're not going to want help until they decide it. Right? When they finally decide to get clean, that's when they go get clean. But all that stuff in the middle is almost like a waste of time. Or maybe that's building them up to the point where they get tired and want to be clean. I'm going to say it like that. All that stuff in the middle is a build up to the point where they decide to get clean. All right. But Rachel, what you just said, one of my mentors contacted me last night and said, you know what? I watched a couple of your videos. He said, you'll never get a big crowd. And I said, well, why you say that? He said, because a lot of shit you say, people will have to look in the mirror at themselves. He said, people will think you're talking about them because what you're saying is so broad. And I said, it's because this is what you told me. I can only talk about what I know. And I did these things. I was this person. So I know. That's why I'm careful with my words, and that's why I'm so slow. You want to hear my regular voice? So normally I talk like this. This is my voice. This is my voice. But I talk like this. It's for the tone purpose. It's softer. It's more relaxed. It's more refined. I understand words. I understand tone. I understand word structure. I studied that, so I know the effect of words have on people and how to deliver it. So I always try to be more soft-spoken, not an authority figure, because I'm not. Like when people have conversations with me, if I'm gonna get my wife on here, I would literally laugh at people in their face before they're done with a sentence and walk away, because I already see the intent. I already see what you trying to run game on me. Just be real. And I can't stand that. You don't have to manipulate me. If you got a good idea, or if you want to work together or something, just be real and kick it with me. Just be real. Now, Leticia, now you getting into, you want to play with the metaphysics? Because we all are reflected. Now check this out. You say we all are reflections of one another in some way. we are a reflection of one another because we all are the essence of the creator. We all are the essence of it. So you go see a piece of you in somebody else go see a piece of you in there because we all come from the same source. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if y'all. I'm gonna do a video about the kind of buy, and when you understand the difference between the soul and the spirit, it's deep. But yeah, we all go reflect. I mean, we all connected. Every living organism is connected. That's why they say, we got what is it, the banana? The banana get like 35%, or it might be higher, the same DNA as we got. A fruit. And it has genetic structure that we have as humans. That's crazy. A fruit. But yeah, we all connected. And they use stuff like religion, politics. You can even say sex and race to divide us. And it's something interesting. Like, and Leticia, you might know what I'm talking about, but when they talk about language, right? And we talk about the word human. But you got to understand, almost every race and culture reads from right to left instead of left from right. So in the Latin origin, human, it was man of hue. And mankind was kind of man. So you have humans and a kind of man. You figure that one out. Yo, you man, and then mankind, kind of man. You figure that one out. That's what I'm saying. I used to debate Prince Hall Masons, and I used to piss them off because I studied etymology too in college for a while. I didn't get a degree in it, but I studied it. I understood how college was too. That shit institutionalizes you. You have to conform to. You have to conform the information to a specific way that they tailored it, or you won't get the piece of paper at the end. And I went through hell with deans, with teachers. I went through hell with them. Yeah, I'm gonna let Nate be the violent one. Hey, I do a fire and ice with Nate. I'll be ice. I'll be the cool, calm one. Nate can be the fire. Yeah, Nate is amazing, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, brothers like that, they don't get appreciated. We appreciate the ones who, I ain't trying to be funny, and no shots against nobody, but the ones that get appreciated is the ones who really fit the stereotype of the N-word to me. Those are the ones who we clap for, who we root for. Not the ones who shows black people or melanated people in a positive light. They're the ones who fit the stereotype. But Nate, like I said, every time I see Nate, I'm throwing flowers because there's not a lot of people on here who talk like him. And then Nate got that, like, he got that militant mindset too, and that's what I love because it's about the people. He want to help the people. He for the people. And for a long time, like, I had another show with my sister, and I was talking about, how, Martin Luther King wasn't loved until he was dead. know, it was some people who loved him, but it was also some black people who didn't love him, and they didn't protect him. They didn't protect him. Same thing with Malcolm X. They didn't protect him. You know, even if you go back into biblical times, you know, they hated Jesus until he died and resurrected. I told my sister, I'm straight on that shit. I'm straight. I ain't trying to be like that. You know, some of our greatest scholars, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, they died broke in nursing homes. They dedicated their life to find information so we'd know who we are and know where we come from. So we have a sense of pride. And then they try to teach you pride is bad. Anything is bad if it's used the wrong way. Everything is bad if it's used the wrong way. You know, but no, you're not taking this pride from me. You're not doing it. You're not going to convince me having pride is bad. I don't care if you said it was the first deadliest sin. If anything is used the wrong way, guess what? We say money is the root of all evil, but we all go to work to go get it. It's so much confusion, delusion, and we are unaware of it. So much conditioning. Like, people think black people attacking black people is entertainment. It's not. Black men attacking black women is entertainment. It's not. That's not funny, and it's not entertaining. But we have been conditioned to it. And once we, in our subconscious mind, once we accept it as entertainment, when we see it, like I said, we conditioned now. We're not gonna say, hey, you know what? That's not right. No, we laugh. You see people get their camera phones out. Like a man pulling a weapon on a woman. I don't like growing up. If we heard one of our boys or cousins hit on this girl, well, we went over there and thumped them up. Well, she did it. Don't matter, bro. She cheated on me, bro. That's you walk away. Done. There's too many women. And then we got to the point where we did it. We did it because we was protecting women. But like I said, I'm guilty. Because then I start telling people, like, look, man, she ain't worth it. Not for you to go to jail. You know, even like I'm saying, the conditioning even came down. Because instead of me saying you shouldn't hit a woman, I start saying, oh, you don't post. I don't want you to get in trouble. She ain't worth it. No, I should have still been beating that in his head. So it's we got to shake some stuff off. That mindset. Then we build our homes. And then we build our community. And we can do it. We've been doing it. We just go put Nate in charge. Anybody get out of line, he gonna come with the violence. We put Nate in charge. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Y'all made my day, man. I don't know if anybody want to hit the link. I'll put it in there one more time. I just wanted to share that, man. My little sister is officially a doctor. I'm gonna bring her up here one day because, like I said, her expertise is the children, you know, school psychology. Like her dissertation was on the inequality and the inequity of black people, black kids in the Metro Detroit area. And she basically showed how even though, you know, kids got the same opportunity, by them not having the same resources, that it was still not equal. And even if you think about us as black people today, right? They say we got equal rights, right? We fought for that. Went to hell and all, you know, people died for that. But even though we got it, we still not equal. And that's because we've been fighting for the wrong thing. We need equity. We need them 40 acres and a mule. We don't have a TV station we own. Even BT is owned. We don't own that. We don't have a printing source. We don't have, I think we had a radio station. I think there's a couple black owned radio stations now. I think it's one, maybe two. I'm not sure if y'all know. But we don't have the things that other people have in the world, these other races of people. We don't even own Africa no more. So imagine if we had Africa's resources. We don't have that. When people say go back to Africa for what? What are we going back to Africa for? I didn't come from Africa. And then that's a whole different story. I didn't come from Africa, bro. I know what it is. You ain't gonna convince me that. You can't show me that. You cannot prove they look. Let's be honest. Anytime you went in the museum, you seen dinosaur bones, you seen Egyptian bones, but I promise you never seen nothing from an actual slave ship. I promise you haven't. Everything is replica. And they gonna tell you that they bombed all the slave ships. Okay, you done went down there and got Titanic. And this is a pivotal part of history. Why you ain't bring none of the stuff back? Why it ain't in the museums? Everything else is. You go diving for stuff, they don't have a piece of a slave ship. And that's something you can ask. Oh yeah, Chinese own Africa. I'm gonna tell you something here. You know, when I first got in real estate, Rachel, in Michigan, I had three investor clients who were from China. No, one of them was from Thailand, I believe. But they were from Asia. I'm gonna just say Asia. And they were buying properties in Detroit, like in the hood. Buying all the properties up. They own a lot of America too. You buy the land, you keep buying the land. We don't buy our own land. We don't buy land here. Well, we buy jewelry, clothes. We don't buy the stuff that actually matter. The resources, jewelry and clothes, all that stuff. Even if you buy a new car, as soon as you start it up and drive it off, it depreciates. Land don't depreciate. It only increases in value. That's what land do. I wanted to, even with like the stuff they didn't teach us about, like life insurance with living benefits. You know, when my son turns 18, he have enough money to cash out college because of what I learned. And I'm only paying $38 a month. He'll have over $110,000 when he's 18 in living benefits. They didn't teach me that. Not in school, because I would have been there in my policy. Now when I retire, I'm only gonna get, I think it's like $75,000 when I turn 65 from living benefits. And he can cash that out. You know, if you got young kids, get them a universal life insurance policy, and there's more now. Like I got my sons 2 years ago, so when I was looking at the rates, now you might be paying like $60 or $70 a month, but I promise you that's a great investment because they have living benefits if it's the right policy. They have living benefits that they can cash out, and then you can just buy another policy. But even if they keep it until their 30s, they have over $100,000 access to, $200,000 close to it. But get it while they're young because it's cheaper. Like soon as my daughter, I gotta wait 2 months after she born, I'm going to get her policy. Start building up that cat. It's a tax-free way to save money. They don't teach you this in school. This should be taught in high school. At least they don't teach us about annuities. I got some money in an annuity, and that's just put up and build it, and it's safe. If the economy crashed, with the company I'm with, Bankers Life, they was around before the light bulb. So all their assets is in house. They don't teach us this stuff. Most of the stuff that I know, it was self taught. I was exposed to it, being around the right people. But a lot of stuff that I had to self teach because, like, my parents didn't know. They just knew about, like, when I asked my dad, he was like, well, the insurance man came through and sold everybody term life insurance policies. Like, you can have a term, but guess what? When the term is over, it's over. You don't get nothing out of it. And then it's going to cost you more to do a life insurance policy because you older. That's how they get you with them terms. So it's good to have a term for a reason, right? Say if you got a house, like you just got married, bought a house, and you got a 30-year mortgage. Okay, do a 30-year term policy. So if something happened to either you or your wife, the house get paid off. That's what you use terms for, not to cover your life. Why, if you go put money into something, get something back from it. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how everybody else do it. They just don't teach this in the hood. They don't teach this to black people. And then when black people try to teach other black people, they don't believe them. I mean, I've been trying to help like people I know. And then they'll call me a year later. Yeah, man, somebody was telling me about that universal life insurance policy. I'm like, bruh, and you sign with them, right? Yeah, because it sounded, I told you the same thing. But see, I get residuals too. And so, oh yeah, air property is, oh, that's big. And see, I didn't know nothing about air property, Rachel, until I got into real estate. I ain't know nothing about no air property until I got into real estate. Like I said, that they didn't teach us nothing. And if you in the city, I mean, them planes, the routes and stuff, you get paid off of that. You know that, right? Anything that's buildings up, if they advertise, or no, I think if you buy air rights and they put a building in that area, you get paid off of that. Or I don't know if it's already there. Like, I don't know a lot about air properties, but I understand it. I understand once you get air rights, it's a wrap. Just like mineral rights. I didn't know about that until I got into real estate. You fuck around and dig and you get mineral. Oh boy. Like in Pennsylvania, they doing all that fracking. So that natural gas is considered a mineral. So my cousin got paid off of that. They wanted to come and frack over there. Oh yeah, he got paid. But see, that's what I'm talking about, Rachel. Imagine, like we was just sitting here and I was rambling off, right? Then we start talking about life insurance. Now you talking about air rights or air property. A lot of people ain't know that or know these things. So this is what I'm talking about. We can expose one another to information. You know what I'm saying? We all know something or got something that we can share, especially when it comes to information. I love sharing information. And even if I'm saying something and you got another perspective or I need to be corrected, look, I like to learn. So if I say something wrong, please correct me because I don't want to keep saying it wrong or doing it wrong. I'd rather be corrected. I know some people out here, I tried to explain to a guy or give him another perspective, and he just went ham on me. He went ham, and I'm like, all right, bro, let me back up off because I don't want to. And then a couple months later, I made a joke, and there's some sensitive people on here. Sensitive dudes, man. But they the ones who got the big following. That's what I'm saying. We rewarding these dudes for acting like this, and these old. I'm gonna leave that alone. So she already been handled, but like when I think of an elder, like just I don't know if y'all heard the video with my mom. When my mom just turned 56, my mom do not act like that, man. My mom do not act like that's wild. And then you just think like it's a character, but it's like you doing the same thing. You doing the same thing that them other people doing, making us look like you're fitting into that stereotype. You're solidifying this perception. You're solidifying it. Matter of fact, you're taking it overboard. You know, that's what we do. That's what we got to stop. We got to stop that because we might know, like, look, we ain't all like that, but this what the rest of the world's saying. That's why they look at us like that. You know, that's why they look at us like that. But I appreciate y'all coming through kicking it, man. I'm gonna get off here. I ain't even know it was 2:33. I just wanted to jump up here and share that story about my sister. Then y'all got me hyped. But I appreciate the conversation, y'all. Y'all better stop being scared. Y'all ain't gotta turn no camera on or nothing. Just hit the link and come talk. I just be chilling. But these conversations need to be had, especially y'all females, man. Y'all voices need to be heard. Honestly. Y'all voices need to be heard. And I ain't talking about like no oh man, I'm gonna be good. Rachel, I'm gonna be positive. I ain't gonna start tripping. Take over the day. See, Rich, you could be schooling people on how to do that. You know, you can be sharing that information on how you did it. You know, somebody might have a little extra money in their pocket and have the opportunity to do it and don't know how to do it. Don't have that person to contact. You know, but I'm telling you, I used to be the go-to foreclosure agent. Cause I go in there, I just hear a price, and then that's what I'm saying. I feel bad because like a couple people, you know, like okay, look, you about to lose this house. What do you need? You need this. Okay, I come in $5,000, but look, we gonna give it to you now, quick, clean, and they looking at me like okay. And then I feel bad because like maybe we should have gave them a little more, but I got to do what I got to do for my client, right? So yeah, I used to hustle. I was like, when I learned about real estate, even life insurance, like, look, if you got somebody you love that's in the street, tell them to get into life insurance or tell them to get into real estate. Because a hustle is a hustle, I promise you. If they good at what they do over there, they'll be excellent at what they do over here. A hustle is a hustle. It's just legal. I ain't had nobody to tell me that. Because I would have been did it. I would have been got into real estate. Real estate is the funnest. It's fun. Like when you're an agent, it's fun. Especially like when you got a gift for gab, when you can talk. It's fun. It's fun negotiating. And life insurance is fun too. It's just, I think I like the thrill of the deal. That's why I like the real estate. But then, you know, it can get, especially with the way the market is now, it'll get stressful because you see how tight people are and you don't want to push nobody. I just got a heart. Yeah, buying land. Like me, my immediate family, we looking at land now. We looking to try to grab at least, like my sister wanted to just grab 100 acres right away. I'm like, let's grab 50. You know, that's more reasonable. But yeah, we looking at land. Yes, we looking at land. And then like in Michigan, In certain area, it's pricey, but like my family got land in South Carolina. I could just go pick out a area, but that's with my dad's side of the family. This is with my mom's side of the family. So, like my mom, like my sister. So we talk about purchasing some land and just building on and having our own little community. So that's eventually gonna get done. But yeah, buy land. And like I know like a lot of people, like if you're listening to this and you ain't got the resources just to buy land or buy a house, I'm gonna tell you that you will always be probably you gonna be paying more for rent than you would a mortgage. You gonna pay more for rent than you go. I That was one of the slowest things I ever did was ever rent in Greensboro, oh North Carolina. Yeah, my people got land in South Carolina. Yeah, I've never been. No, I've been to Charlotte. Yeah, oh yeah, I've been through North and South Carolina. Yeah, I got family down in Atlanta. I'm from Pennsylvania, but I got family down in Atlanta. I don't know if you seen the beginning of the video, but that's my cousin. He a rapper down in Atlanta. I'm gonna try to get him on here one day. He be traveling too much. He be going out of the country. Like when I asked him if I can use his video for the intro, he kept texting me. It was like 3, 4 in the morning. I'm like, bro, where's you at? Oh, I'm just leaving one of the islands. Like, bro. But yeah. Yeah. And see, Rach, you know anything about credit? Like I used to do it was like one of them what they call them multi multi-level marketing. And it was a good company. It was a good credit repair company. And like I helped some of my family members out. But this type of dude, once I see how you do stuff, only thing they really had was like what they actually did to fix the credit. I figured it out. I mean, what they was doing, they was just disputing everything. So I just had to figure out the verbiage, and then I start teaching other people how to do it, like how to dispute rather. But they had a system that was out cold. How it track your um, what's that safe lock or whatever that net lock where it track your social security number and you get like a how to balance your money app and all this other stuff. But ultimately what they did to get fix your credit, they was disputing your charges, and then it was the way they did it because if they got your name spelled wrong, spelled anything like that, is the automatic toss up. And after they dispute things for so many times and the company don't respond, they toss that out. So that's all they was doing. So I figured it out, like, because you had to pay to do it, like pay to be in the company. So I'm like, forget it. I'll just do it myself. So that's how I fix mine. And then when people come through, I just tell them to pull their credit report, let me look at it. And some stuff like, nah, bro, you got to pay that off. Some stuff like, oh, we can get that thrown out, but I didn't learn how to look at it. But that's what a lot of credit repair companies do. They just dispute your charges, and they charge you $100-something a month. Some people charge you $20 a month. All they doing is disputing your charges with legal verbiage. If you can learn the legal verbiage, you can do it yourself. You figured it out too. Yeah, it's not hard. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a hustle, but like information like that, I don't mind sharing with people. Like I know I'm not a mechanic or nothing, but I can work on cars. So like when my boys call me like, hey, can you help me with my brakes? I'm like, hey, bro, well, I don't drink no more, but I used to be like, man, just bring me a couple beers and bring the car through. So when they come over, I drink the beer and direct them and teach them how to do it. Like, bro, I'm not go fishing for you, but I'm gonna teach you how to fish. Like after you learn how to do your brakes, You never have to ask me or anybody again. I'm showing you what tools you need, and I'm giving you a skill. You can do it for yourself. And guess what? You can help out other people with it. That's the type of dude I am. I'm not stingy. I can't look, I'm gonna die one day. So everything that I know, I want to give it to somebody. I can't take it with me. One of my mentors told me, he said every time an old person die, it's like a library built burning down. Like everything they know is gone. And when he told me that, I started picking my grandmother's brain. My grandmother was born in 1929, 28. And exactly. It takes time to pay rent. That's why I am like if you, my wife would be like, man, you just know how to do something to everything. It's because like where I came from, we couldn't afford to pay people to do stuff. So we just had to learn how to do it ourselves. So growing up with that type of mentality, I always had it. That's why I said when I did personal training, like I actually went and got licensed and certified to be a personal trainer. Even though I worked out and did mixed martial arts my whole life, I didn't need it, but I needed to know the ins and outs, you know? So that's why I went and got my personal training license. When I went and got my builder's license, my stepdad, I was working on houses with him at the time, and he couldn't pull permits. I've been working on houses with him since I was little. So I just went down there and took the test and got my builder's license. Now we can pull permits. My real estate license, my mom was looking for a house. And I'm like, well, this is something that I've always been interested in. I looked at it. I thought when I got into real estate, when I went and got my license, I thought once I get my license, I have access to the MLS. I didn't know I had to sign with a real estate agent and actually be an agent. So, so I didn't get my license to be a real estate agent. I got my license to have access so I could find my mama a house to the MLS. That's the only reason I did it. But then I started selling real estate. And with my life insurance, my mother-in-law, at the time she was alive, they kept messing up with her Medicare. And so I went and got my life insurance license because in the state of Michigan, it's a life insurance and health insurance license. And I didn't know nothing about it. So I figured it out. And then I'm like, oh, the course is on. Like when I can take an accelerated course, it took me 2 weeks. To get my real estate license, it took me 3 weeks. To get my health insurance license, it only took me 2 weeks. So I'm like, why not do it? It's something else I could put under my belt. So that's the only reason I got those licenses is because I grew up in a small town called Aliquippa. It's 15, 20 minutes away from Pittsburgh. Yep, real small town. There's some famous people from there. Like my cousin right now, he not from Aliquippa, but a little bit outside of it. He played for the New York Jets named Jordan Whitehead. If you watch football, you ever heard of Darrell Reeves? Matter of fact, check this out. Madonna, the singer Madonna, her parents are from West Aliquippa. So like literally like from where I used to stay at, it was just a steel mill, a highway, and then it's like another area. I guess like they call it the white people part. Yeah, I guess they call it the white people part. But Madonna's family is from there. I don't know if you're a big football head, but there's a lot of football players from there. Mike Ditka is from there. Yeah, there's a couple other places. A couple other people. But yeah, it was like a backwoods. Like I grew up backwoods. We used to play. We used to play baseball with snakes and machetes. We used to fight crayfish. And we'd go down into the little creek and get the crayfish and fight them. I was swinging on vines. And I was a little kid doing the, like, I'm talking about like 3, 4 years old playing in the woods, chasing wild turkeys until they run back to the group. And then you got a whole group of wild turkeys chasing you. You got to climb a tree. I was doing that stuff as a kid. And now I'm looking at my son like, nah, you ain't doing none of that, bro. Like, you can't even go in the front yard. You got to stay in the back. like just I don't know, man. I wish he could have grew up in an environment like that. 'Cause I think like nowadays, like he was born during COVID, so he's just been in the house. We go outside, go for walks, but he ain't really never had that big interaction because there's still stuff going on. Like RSV is real, is ramped up here, and then my little girl will be here in a couple days, so I can't have my son getting sick and then getting his little sister sick. So I kind of feel bad for him, but I guess that's why I spoil him. 'Cause my house right now is just toys everywhere. Toys everywhere. Like kids come over here to have fun. Like I got him a bounce house. I got a little roller coaster. Everything that I don't know. I felt bad and I just got everything. I know I overdid it, but I only get to do this one time. Yeah, I only get to do this one time. And Lee Daniels, 2 doors down. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Enemy of the State, Rachel Banks. Oh, that is dope. Will Smith lived in Back of Me, and Lee Daniels, 2 doors down. If you ever watch Enemy of the State, he used my old name. Oh, wow. You talk about like he lived behind you growing up. So you from Philly? I think Will's from Philly, ain't he? My aunt stayed in Philly for a while. She just moved back home. She stayed in DC and in Philly. I've been to Philly twice. I've been to Philly twice. Man, that's crazy. I know this dude I used to work with. He told us like, yeah, I grew up with Stevie Wonder. I'm looking like, no, you didn't. And then he brought in pictures with him and Stevie Wonder when they was kids. Oh wow, that's crazy. Winfield. Oh, that okay. Yep. That's great. I gotta ask my aunt, but her um her boyfriend's family, I think, was from Winfield. I think her boyfriend's family is from Winfield. That's crazy. So you a Keystone State baby too, huh? Yeah, I moved to Michigan when I was 9. And we moved right dap smack in the middle of the hood. It was so crazy. Imagine coming from like a little small town and then you move to a city and when you ride down the block, your block got 3-4 houses on it. First night you hear gunshots. The second day we stayed in that house, I walked to the store and I had an American flag shirt on. And these dudes asked me if I was blood or cuz. Now, mind you, I'm from a small town. I don't know what a blood or cuz is. So I'm like, cuz what? Man, they beat my butt, man. And then my neighbor saved me, basically. But everybody started hitting. It was like 5 dudes. And I'm like, I'm 9 years old. I'm like, cuz what? He was like, are you blood or cuz? I'm like, cuz what? And then they jumped me. Like, welcome to Detroit. That was my welcome to Detroit moment. But yep, it's a little different here. Like down there, it's like everybody family or friends. Like up here, it's like you don't know nobody. And yeah. That's probably the only time, Rachel, you hear me getting beat. Well, no, like if my cousins come on here, they're gonna tell you how they used to. My cousins, man. I used to fight in the street and use that as sparring to go home to fight my cousins. Like it should have been the other way around, but everybody was older than me and bigger than me. So, and then it's like, oh, because I live with my grandmother. So they like, oh, but I did karate. But look, I'm going to be honest with you. That karate stuff do not work in the street. I don't care if you put your kids in a discipline, you better put them in something like wrestling or boxing. because that karate stuff do not work in the street. Karate works when two people doing it. When one person trying to slam you or punch you or kick you in the face, that karate stuff don't really work. I'm telling you, it don't. But like I studied, like, even when I teach self defense. Like, I took Wing Chun, I took Muay Thai kickboxing, right, and I did Taekwondo. But when I teach, I don't even teach the forms. I teach what's usable. Like, in Wing Chun is a close combat, so it's a lot of the way our joints bend. I teach people, like females, how to get out of certain things by using those concepts. I just use the concept if it's usable. But in real life, I wish somebody that karate stuff do not work. You trying to fight somebody in real life, unless they just don't know how to fight, or you clip them with a move, you get them before they get you. But if you got somebody who can fight and you trying to do karate against them, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Kickboxing is another good one though. Kickboxing is good, because kickboxing is more like knees and elbows, not the cardio, but the actual kickboxing. Because, like, I do Muay Thai kickboxing, or used to, and it's a more extremer style of kickboxing, but is mainly using knees and elbows. And for a woman, like, if you got to defend yourself against a man and you punch him, you might can hurt him, but you come across with an elbow or a knee, oh, he gonna feel it. Yeah, it is. It is all about discipline and mental, because, like, even like when I used to teach self defense, the first thing I taught was to avoid and to evade, and if you can't, be ready. And that's the thing. Like, when something happens, a lot of times people not ready. So, like, if I'm teaching you how to get out a certain hole and you hesitate, you know, it's not gonna work. So the mental aspect is deep. You did kickboxing. I wanted to do a. And then my sister said something. I'll be forgetting how slow my ideas sound sometimes. Cause I'm like, I want to do a virtual self defense class on here for some females. And she was like, yeah, but how you gonna know if they're doing all the right moves? And I'm like, you right. Like, how you gonna know? Because I train all my sisters. My baby one, she didn't really get the time that I put into my other two sisters, but I train my wife. Um, like, any female close to me, always try to train, because it's more for the confidence and the awareness. You know, like, if you watch that video with Shanquilla, the very first thing I seen was how relaxed she was when that woman was approaching her. You can clearly see aggression. She was just too relaxed. That's why she got grabbed. Now, if she had any type of training, first thing she would have did was created space, step back. Even if you don't want to fight, like it's times like my buddies got drunk and I'm like, man, chill out. And they like, oh, come on, Mr. Kung Fu guy, let me see something. And it's like they acting stupid. So, but I'm evading them, but they're trying me. So I know how to, create space. And then I probably just clip them and put them down. One time I had to put my boy in a chokehold, but what I'm saying is, if you're trained and you're aware, you understand how to create space and when to do it. That's like, even now, like, my wife, she went to the gas station the other night, and a guy started approaching her. The first thing she did was step back, and I got her this thing called a Kubotan. It's like a metal. It got two spikes on it, but they're not sharp. And then they got a big metal, like, blunt end. And that's just something that she can reach in her purse with. But she can put it between her fingers and the two blunt spikes come out. So if she punching with that metal, or she can do like a stab and jabbing motion. So as he approaching her, she stepped back, went in her purse and said, what do you want? Oh, I was just asked. She said, well, stand right there. right? Because I didn't know, but she got that little scanner thing on her phone. But somebody got robbed there 2 nights ago. But she was aware of somebody, even if the guy wasn't trying to rob her. You don't approach no female at nighttime like that. But she was aware. But before I met her, no, she would have turned around and said, let the man get right up on her. And like I said, it could be good intentions or bad intentions, but when you got kids and you enjoy life, it's no time to guess or hope people got the good intentions. It's better to make, because when a person attacking you, usually when people attack others, they want easy targets. And once they see you willing to put up a fight or get loud and make it noticeable, unless they're targeting you for a specific reason, they turn around and walk away. But like if they targeting you, then they targeting you. Now you got to be ready. But yeah, I'm a big advocate of self-defense for women. I know a lot of women don't like guns, but like I said, a gun is not a weapon. It's a tool. And that tool can save your life. You know, and as long as you understand it as a tool, not a weapon, then I advocate guns too. You know, I advocate that because, like I said, right now, with the way a lot of men's minds are, you can't depend. When I was younger, I was driving down the street and I seen this girl getting whooped. You know, this dude was beating her up, and I jumped out, and me and my boys, we stomped him, and then she jumped on my back and started hitting me, right? And I'm like, dang, you know, I'm helping you. So after that, it kind of conditioned me to when I seen a female being attacked, I kept thinking about that, right? And now that I'm older, I realized that was an incident. But I used to think, why would I get out and help a female when she ain't gonna do nothing but attack me because of the incident that I had, because of that one situation? So I had to go back and reevaluate. And I understand it's my responsibility as a man to first protect my own. But I have also a responsibility as a man to protect any human life. That's just part of my responsibility. I believe in a creator. It might not be the same God or creator as everyone else, but I believe in karma also. And until we stop watching and people being hurt and violent, it's gonna keep. That's how our society is built now. Like you have black people who ain't never been in the street. So these are citizens paying for cops, paying for, hey, this is my little sister, y'all. Paying yeah. You still got your gloves? Yeah. You might just carry it, ain't got a gun, man. But we've been conditioned to the point where we don't, when we see, I'm not gonna say we. I say, well, I was conditioned to not really care what happened to someone else. But then if it happened to me, I'd be like, oh, why didn't nobody help me? You know, like why didn't nobody help me? Because I'm not even willing to help somebody else. And it's hard because the way the world is now, you know, people take advantage of that. You know, up in Michigan, we had a couple killings where people was faking like their tire was messed up. Somebody pull over and they get robbed. Well, working in the hospital, I had 2 people come in shot dead from I don't know if it was the same people, but when they described what happened, he stopped to help a lady fix her car. When he got to the trunk, he got shot. They took his car and left him on the side of the road. That happened twice. So I understand, like, we can't help everybody. because we don't know people's intent. But like if I see a woman getting assaulted, I think it's my responsibility to at least try to stop it or say something. We got to start doing something. I mean, that's why it's women afraid to come out of abusive relationships, because they ain't got nowhere to go or they feel like the man go kill them. But that's because we allow it. Like even black people who never been in the street, right? They paying for a service, the police. And if they see a crime, them as a citizen, is their responsibility to call the police. But these people get called snitch. Like they're not in the street. How do these people get pulled into that because they black? No, like look, I did what I did, right? And this is how I came up. My uncle told me like, because there was a couple times I'm like, I'm taking such and such with me on this run, and he said, if you get caught, do you know what you got? I'm like, yeah, I know what's in the car. He said, no, you got a witness. Why would you take a witness to you when you're going to do something wrong? He said, if you're going to go commit a crime, do it by yourself. And if you can't do it by yourself, you don't need to do it. That's how I was raised up. So if you're going to do a crime, don't take me with you. Because look, I'm not going to jail. I'm straight. You can call it whatever you want. I am not going to jail because somebody did something. Like, and we need to... Right. Like, look, this is what I'm saying. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If me and you did something together, this is just me, and this is because I'm this is the type of person I am. Me and you did something together, and I got caught. I got caught. I'm not gonna tell on you. But I had a friend call me one day and say, I need you to ride with me. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking we're going over some girl's house. This is when I'm younger. Get in the car. He's like, yeah, move the towel in the back. I moved the towel. He got 2 choppers. I said, bro, where we going? Oh, man, this dude. I said, nah, bro, let me out. He like, what? You ain't go? Nah. I don't know what dude did what to you, but he ain't do nothing to me. Let me out. Oh, man, you saw. I said, bro, let me out. I ain't letting you out. I said, all right. Well, when we get there, you do what you got to do. And when you drop me off, I'll take myself to the police station and tell, bro, I'm not doing life for you because you got something going. I'm straight. I'm straight, bro. You ain't even telling me what's going on. You bring me in a car, and if you hear it, I didn't say your name. I know you know my channel, but that's on you, bro. Like I said, I didn't say your name, but that was stupid. And I tell you every day it was stupid. Anytime we had this conversation, I tell you how stupid it was. And guess what? Because I got out the car, he didn't even do it. He dropped me off, and then he went back home and let it go. Oh, but like that's crazy, bro. Like if I would have went with you and did this, you would have got both of us in trouble. But since I didn't want to go, now you don't want to do it. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful. People will put you into stuff because they scared to do it themselves. People will put you in a mess because they can't take care of it as themselves. But then when it all go down, then it's all on you. I'm straight. Like I said, if I did something with you willingly, nah, that's why I said I'm. You know what? I appreciate like even now, right? That's why a lot of stuff I don't share the information. A lot of stuff I can't tell about myself. I can't share certain things because it's not just me involved. I can say something, it's the wrong person to hear it, and it could be the piece that they was missing before, and then they can go touch somebody in different ways. So it's not my information. So some stuff, like when I tell stories, I tell them, but some stuff I can't just come out and tell. And this is what I tell people about even this, like with everybody going and digging in everybody past and stuff. And like, this is why I don't do it, because you could dig up the wrong thing and get somebody hurt. I've seen that done before. And if you, I don't know, what up, Lovey? I don't know if you, hey, Lovey. I don't know if y'all heard what the latest on Twitch was when he said he had problems in his past. I knew a dude, um, God rest his soul, but it was some stuff he did in college. He was a what is it, a pharmacy tech? No, the not the it wasn't the pharmacy. It was the whatever was right under the pharmacy dude. But he went to school for it, and some pictures got out or got to his wife, and yeah, he ended up killing himself. I guess he was messing around with, he's in college, he was experimenting, but this dude was like 40 something. And somebody sent the pictures to his wife, and his wife was leaving him, and he killed himself. Now his two kids, growing up fatherless. He couldn't take it. So I mean, that's why I don't like if I talk about somebody, I'm gonna always try to talk in a positive light. And even if I talk about what they did, I'm not gonna say the person, but I feel like if you do something, that's an action. And if it's the wrong thing, we can observe it in real time and talk about it. Because if you're making a mistake and you're okay with it, maybe we should teach other people why this isn't good. I'm not judging that person. They can do it all day, but if it's a teachable moment, it's a teachable moment. I love learning. If I can figure out a problem, even if they don't want the answer, like I said, it's nothing against them. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit on here and try to make you look bad. But if I see an action that I can teach and I can learn from and other people can learn from, why not talk about it? I don't have to talk about the person because like I said, that person even and then sometimes maybe I'll talk about the action and the person might hear it and not realize they was doing it. And you can change people like that too. You know, it's hard to look in the mirror. I do it every night. And see, you know what, Rachel? Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I'll be honest on here. And I'll be 100% honest with you, especially now that I got kids and a wife and a life. I'd be afraid of that too. I'd be afraid of that too. One day, something I did in the past catch up to me. And that's a thought we always have, especially when you never know who holding a grudge or kids grow up, stuff like that happen every day. But that's why I try to live a positive life now, and that's why I accepted my situation with my eye, because I'm like, okay, that's my karma, and it came back to me. It didn't touch my son, didn't touch my wife, so I'm fine. And I know I probably got more coming, but I'm putting positive energy out there too. So maybe it'll counteract. I went and, asked for forgiveness. I went and apologized to people. I did anything that I could do to rectify the situation or try to. Sometimes people don't accept apologies, and I had to keep moving. I had to keep moving, but and that's why I say everybody get a pass. And I don't be trying to judge people, because like I said, I can't. I really can't judge nobody because I got a pass. So that's how I look at it, though. That's just my personal perception. Like that's why I don't do it, because I can't. But I don't know what nobody do. It's just I've learned from certain things, and there's no value in me personally judging people. I'd rather figure them out. I'd rather analyze the situation, analyze the person, and learn from it. That's what it to me. That's I'd rather do that. I'm not gonna say it's better. It's just it works for me because, like I said, I'm ever growing. I have to evolve. I got to keep growing. I got a child. Yeah. See, this my little sister right. This my baby right here. Self Self forgiveness is the most important. Yeah, and see, I'm gonna do a video on forgiveness, and because that forgiveness ain't really like if I did something to somebody, I'm asking. I would apologize. I have to apologize, but I won't ask them forgive me. I just have to apologize for the action that I did. If somebody did something to me, then I can forgive them. But that's not to take the burden off of what they did. That's simply for me to get over it, for me to be able to not allow that to hold power over me. I had to learn that. And that's a tough lesson to forgive someone, especially when they took something from you that you can't ever get back. And I'm not saying forget it. I'm not saying don't. I'll never forget what anybody did to me because I won't allow them to do it again. But when I forgave them, the anger, that pain, it lifted. And one person, it took me probably about 7, 8 months of looking in the mirror saying, I forgive you. I forgive you before I actually believed it. Like I said, it's not easy, especially when it's painful. When somebody hurt you to the point where you still got wounds. Yeah. You know what, Rach? My people always said that. Even then, my wife's been trying to get me on the. My wife been pushing me to be a motivational speaker. For years, and I'm like, ain't no motivational speaker. Like, what is you talking about? She said, but you can inspire people by talking. And I'm like, nah. You know so much and this and that. And I'm like, nah. You know, but just sharing information when you put it in another because I'm gonna go talk to somebody and I'm not right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of them people. Like I tell you, I come on here and I'm positive. I am a real positive person, but it's for a reason. I'm positive like this is because I've been through stuff and I know how that pain feels, and this feels better to me. Speaking and talking like this feels better. Being nice to people, being humble, humility is one of the greatest feelings. I'm telling you, like even when and see maybe it is too, Rachel, because like you say you like this too, Rachel, because you say you took kickboxing, right? And you carry, right? So that gives you a little bit more extra confidence. So when somebody kind of do something stupid, you look at them like, I know what I can do to them, so I just let it go. A lot of times that's how I look at people, unless they really, really tick me off. Because I look at people like you don't really know. Like you don't understand. Like I tell people like this. They got so many they got a gun that look like a credit card. Right. So just because I'm walking with a cane, don't don't think you have an advantage. Don't believe that. Just because I'm walking with a cane, because I got a cane in my hand, you don't know what I can do with it. Because if you did, you really wouldn't bother me. Like I can work a katana, I can work short sword. I'm considered a hand-to-hand combat specialist with knives. Most most people don't know that. But if you see me with a knife in my hand, just normally is a thing. You'd be like, okay, that don't look right. That's not normal. Just me playing with it. You'd be like, okay, that's not normal. But you don't know what other people know. That's why I don't bother nobody, and that's why I'm always humble. I'm always humble because I understand what I can do. So I know it's people out there who can do way more than me. That's why I don't try to, what my uncle call it, slap swords. Like when he see two men trying to see who got the bigger ego, he'll say, "Oh, they slapping swords." I don't do that. If a person want to feel like a bigger man, that's cool. I don't need to prove myself, and that's what it is. A lot of time, like two dudes going at it, yelling and screaming, like, bro, nah, I don't do all that. I'm not gonna argue. I ain't gonna go into no yellow match with you. None of that. We can have a conversation. We can agree to disagree, and if we can't do that, let's just stay away from each other. That's how man handles stuff. Unless you threatening the life of me or my family, an ignorant person. I think who was talking about that? I was in a live, and one of the creators was talking about, oh, that was I was in Doai's channel, and Judge Joe Brown was talking about suicide by cop. But he said what y'all don't know is that he said he had cases where men went at other men hoping that either one of the other men would beat them to death, or they'd go to jail. And I'm like, what? He said it was a guy who beat his neighbor to death, and when he went to jail, the guy got pissed off because they didn't give him the death penalty. And he said, well, I ain't gonna do nothing but kill somebody in the jail. And I've never looked at it like that. I don't know. I personally never looked. I understand the whole ideology about suicide by cop, but then I guess we call these people crash dummies, right? Where they go do dumb stuff and knowing you going to jail. But maybe that was the whole ideology behind it. They was hoping that they did something so brash or so crazy that somebody would kill them. Or, they get the death penalty. I can't get no hints. Which part of the story? I think I told two uncle stories. Yeah. It's people really out here like that though. They might be, it might be death by, not death by cop, but death by neighbor, I think is what he called it. He's calling it death by neighbor. And I've never thought about it like that. So now it's like people coming at me, like I got a lot to lose. I got a family. And that's why I be trying to tell young brothers. This is what I be trying to tell young brothers. Like you don't have to throw your way of life. You don't have to throw your life away trying to be hard, man. Trying to prove something to somebody else. Yeah, you can walk away from that. If you can walk away, walk away. You don't have to be hard. You don't have to be gangster. You don't have to be. It's not cool. How cool is it? Like Rachel said, I'm snitching. Look, how cool is it? Like they're talking about Gunna, right? Gunna snitched and said that, hey, he snitched because you part of that group, bro. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You part of that group or that organization. You was doing stuff with them, but the reality is he might have snitched, but that boy's smart because he ain't got no charges against him and he went home. So if he didn't snitch, he would have been the man sitting in a jail with some dudes for I don't know how long. If they would have gave him 5, 10, 20 years, you still sitting in a jail with some dudes because some stuff some other people did that you knew about. He like, nah, I'm straight. They're gang. They need to be stopped. I'm going home. He might have been a snitch, but he's smart. Any person that's not in the street will tell you, yes, I would have did that too. Let's just be real. This is why I tell people the street ain't even loyal no more. Like they talk about 6ix9ine, right? Yeah, he did a lot of stupid stuff. He paid people to do stuff, But look how they treated him, man. They kidnapped him. You know, allegedly they messing around with his girl, and I'm supposed to stay loyal to you, but you never been loyal to me. What sense does that make? We screwed each other. That's what happens. And see, you know what? I wanna I got like I said, I got families on both sides of the track, you know, and I wanted to bring my cousin up here. I wanted to, Rachel, I promise you, I got so much stuff in my head that I want to use, and I know it'll help. I want to start a series called I was just talking to my dad about this, and I hope that nobody hear this and steal my idea. And if you do, oh well, just make it work. But I want to start a series called "The Street to the Sidewalk." You know, people who like these OGs who've been in the street and now refined their life and doing positive things, working jobs, getting degrees. I think that'd be awesome. You know, so it could now you need because people want to see credibility, right? Okay, these people did this in the street, but look what they're doing now. That's what we need to focus on the now. Because why waste all this time like I did, not doing nothing positive, ripping and running in the street? Why do that and then wait till you get old to make a positive change? Just do this now. That's what we need to show them. That's what we need to show them. We need to show them. And see but see, that's what I'm saying. That brother, and see that to me, because Gunna had a bright future before he joined them, and this is what we need to teach these young folks. You know, sometimes you can get out clean, sometimes you won't. So don't get in it. But we also need to give them something too, because a lot of times why these kids go in the street in the first place, because maybe their dad not at home, or maybe they don't have that positive dad at home. So we need to give them something else to reach for, or something else to go to. We used to have the Boys and Girls Club. They had mentors up there. We still get like POW, baseball, football, but that's not your, that's only for a season. We need some type of program, because we hurting. We the ones hurting. And if we wait for the government to give us it, we're gonna be waiting. And it was taken away. Everything, you know what? I was talking to my mentor. Yeah. 10 Toes is cool. I like 10 Toes. But my mentor told me, we was having a discussion. This was years back though. This wasn't recently. This wasn't when I talked to him recently. But he told me, he said, "Do you really think these things are broken?" We was talking about the black community, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's broken. It's this, that." He said, "Is it broken or is it working properly? That's what you need to understand. Was it created to function like this, or is it actually broken?" Like this dude, like when I say challenge you, that's why I love him. And he don't even call himself my mentor no more. He said, "Man, you done graduated, you my friend now." But we had conversations like this all the time, and I'm like, "You're right. If you, I can take you back." And once we talk like this, he say, "Show me." So he'd make me go back into history when things first began. Why did they take your language? Why did they kill the mothers after they delivered the baby? Through a couple, you got to go. When you look at history, we look at the closest thing available to us. But do you know for generations they used to kill the mother slave? After first they killed the father in front of the mother, built fear. And then when a mother was ready to deliver, they used to kill the mother and take the baby and give it to a younger black person Like another kid raising the baby because the mother gone. How you think your language got taken? Your identity, that's how it got taken. Because they had kids raising kids. They didn't know. Only thing these kids raising these new kids knew is what master told them. Because their parents and their grandparents weren't there to teach them. They had breeding farms for us. They used to make the mother and the son mate. The conditioning, like when people compare the Holocaust, like first of all, you can't. It's non-comparable. It's non-comparable. You're talking about hundreds of years to 5 years. How you gonna compare that? But they don't. We don't go in depth of what actually happened in slavery. I was talking. It was a guy. What is his name? He on YouTube. He like a I think he a Hebrew Israelite. He got a little YouTube channel. I'll figure out his name. I forgot who page I was on, but he was talking about. He came over to Nate page, so Nate will know. Yeah, and see that's what my sister won't whoop her kids. She won't whoop them. So I never beat my kid, but I'm gonna tap his little butt. But I do it more. It's not that I actually like to hit hurdle. It's the fact that I scare him because I do it fast. I be like, he'd be like, the only time I do that is like my wife pregnant. I don't like him hitting his mother. Like, don't hit your mother. Like stuff like that. Other than that, I use my daddy voice. Well, my little girl come, like I told my wife, like, don't ever ask me to discipline my princess. She can do whatever she wants. If she wants a pony, daddy's going to get a pony. This flat. I don't care. I'm gonna be one of them dads. I'm already one of them dads. Like, I am horrible. I'm horrible. I know I am. I'm horrible. But I'm stern and I'm disciplined too. So they can have whatever they want, but they gonna always earn it. Like I said, if you see my son, the stuff that he do, he's so helpful. He's mechanically inclined. We got childproof everything in our house. And he'll watch you one time and figure it out. He done took screwdrivers and took doorbells apart. Like, I can't leave a screwdriver around him. He'll take stuff apart. But my mom said I did that when I was little. So, but like, and then now he's saying like 7 Assyrian words. So he's speaking multiple languages, but he's not talking like normal kids because the doctor said he's bilingual. Yeah, it is. Now see, look, this is my sister. She said, "Oh my God, I can't imagine how you'd be." What you said? You were a little one was first born. I'm horrible. I'm protective over them. I'm protective over my sisters. I am very protective. Like when people I'm not like with my wife. I'm very protective, but I'm not controlling at all. Like, ask them. I never try to control them. I don't tell them who they can be with. I don't even really tell them now. Like, I don't like this person. I just tell you, like, hey, just let them know, who I am. Let your boyfriends know, because if you come home with bruises or something, they gotta holler at me. But I'm not controlling. I don't believe women should be controlled. This is my theory. When a woman is controlled, I think she loses a lot of that creative essence that they have. Like, when a woman is being controlled or manipulated, and that's what creates on this plane is women. If you think about it, everything that creates on this plane is feminine. And in general, everything that's male on this plane protects while the female create. So I don't believe in disturbing the natural order, the way things are supposed to be. I think women should be free. and create. And it's my job to defend. That's just how nature is. And that's just what's natural to me. But yeah, I'm very, when my little girl come, I'm horrible. I already told my wife I don't want her wearing no dresses without jeans under it. I don't care if she 3 months, 2 months, or 1 month. No skin. Y'all think I'm playing. That's my baby girl. I love my son. And if you see I am with him and now I got a girl and I can't see, oh well, we got a problem. I don't even want to I don't even want to see somebody head turned towards looking at my daughter. I'm putting her, she gonna be walking around like Blanket did for the first couple years. I'm straight. And 4 more days, man, it's crazy. I'm scared in the mud. It's not that I'm scared. I'm actually anxious because I want to see her. But I just know me. And I'm horrible with my son now. My son has slept in my arm ever since he came out of his mother's womb. That's how he goes to sleep. He's spoiled. He's so spoiled, but that's my baby boy. I was supposed to get up here an hour ago. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Y'all made my night. I didn't think nobody was going to come in. Usually I come here talking to myself and have fun. But let me get my butt to bed. Rachel, I will see you in the morning. We are counting. We have to count. We have to count. But I appreciate y'all. And if you're watching this on the playback, do me a favor, hit the like. And if you're new, hit the subscribe. When I go live, we go live. Anytime y'all see that link down there, feel free to hit it. You ain't got to show your face up here, but we can have a conversation. And the conversations is what build the nation. It's the word. That's all I got. And I'm out. Appreciate y'all again. Peace and blessing. Uh-oh, my son woke.